Hey gang, Diana here, getting ready to close up shop for a few days, maybe more than that. And I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I got a couple of new lights from IKEA and hanging directly over my desk. I'm straightening up a little bit, so I have some sorting to do. And let me show you that pile. All of that needs to be sorted, and I really want to get it done before I go away. So I have some boxes and I'll just sit down and sort things through. I'm happy to say that my paper stash is pretty well wrangled for the time being. Anybody who does a lot of different things probably has the same problems that I have, which is keeping things tidy in your studio. In addition to that, I have classes up here, so I really need to keep things tidy and accessible. So I'm just sweeping you down to see some of the things that I keep. This box way down here is upcoming videos, which I'm a little behind on. Then I have stamps, and these are regular bench tables, workbenches, so it's kind of nice because you can change the shelving height, and I actually think I'm going to revise that a little bit. There's the big crazy air conditioner. And I did get I got 2 of these Ross Cog carts, so I'll be using one of them to trolley supplies back and forth to the classroom. Not sure exactly what I'm going to use them for, but believe me, they'll get used. I also put aside, or put in storage, some of my journals. It was just getting a little overwhelming, so I have sort of a nicer looking bookshelf here now, and pretty much the same setup over here. I did move out some of the inks, sorry, and pretty much the same over in this area where I keep my Inktense pencils, my gelatos, some Breyers behind that lamp. I thought I'd show you a kind of close-up of this, what is called a taboret, T-A-B-O-R-E-T, I believe. And this is really been around for, I'd say, probably 60 years. And it's really old. And it's also really nice because it has this shelf here, and I just cleared out my distress inks and actually put them on that Roscog. And down here I have some water media in these drawers, and other things and rags and little containers there. Sorry about that camera work. That was pretty nasty. Gnarly hand camera work. And then I actually wound up putting away most of my acrylics because I'm just not using them. I am using the fluids and the, what are these called? I forget what they're called, and I don't have my glasses on. So they're there, and then I have drawers devoted to my watercolors. So that takes up most of these drawers. And this is also water media down here, but I have to put that down there. Let's see what we got in there. Mostly scrap paper and resists in there. And then over here some medium on this bottom shelf, and here's some mediums. And so you can see this is, I just figured out a really great system for die cutting and inlaying. I don't know, for some reason that is of great interest to me. I love doing it. It's like a puzzle, I guess. and I was using this press and seal. I'll come back and do a video on that. So here's that Roscog cart so far. I have some things at the top that I have out and I'm planning on using, and some cards I'm making, and then I decided to put the distress inks down here, and I think at the bottom I'll be putting projects in process. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. It's nice to be able to pull it right up to my desk. And by the way, my desk is a large piece of wood, and we just screwed those parts into it and screwed legs into it, and you can get those at like Home Depot or wherever. And then I also have two of these red drawers that came from IKEA. We put those on the end of the desk. They just fit perfectly. This is sort of a displaced filing cabinet while my air conditioner is in. So I have things I really use a lot in these drawers. My pigment inks I'm beginning to use almost as though they were paints, so I like to keep those there close at hand. And then pencils, inks, that kind of thing, paper punches, embossing stuff, and the bottom two drawers, I forget what they are, and I don't feel like opening them right now. That's terrible. Over here on these lower shelves, and I think this is a great idea, I have those clear cases. Let me see if I can grab one. And these are filled with, and I forget, they're like in-out boxes. I got them at a yard sale, and I got a bunch of them. So they're not all piled on top of each other, if you can see that. They're stuck in these in-out boxes, which is nice. It makes it easier to get in and out boxes. And then inside here I have Copics, I have paint pens, and I don't know what that, oh, I've got alcohol inks down there, yeah. Here is actually this is, I'll move this away. I'm just looking at butterflies. Oh, and I made this beautiful card. Isn't that pretty? I love this from Concord and 9th. I'm really liking these stamps and dies. They're just a lot of fun to play with, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that part of that hobby with my meetup people and online here. Another note about this desk is, I'm not sure what kind of wood it is, but it's a solid piece of, it's not actually a solid piece, it looks like a laminate, but it hasn't sagged in years. So it's a very hard wood, and it's about 35 inches wide, which is super nice to be able to have a friend over or a one-on-one student right across from me. And also if I move all this stuff over here, like that filing cabinet is not usually there, I can put up a small table here and have another person. So that's kind of really nice intimate gathering aside from my classroom. A couple of things I've been working on lately is a new, not really a new palette, but a palette, a limited palette again. That I do enjoy working with a limited palette, and I will link again to the color swatch book that I use. This palette is actually in that, and so I have been just playing with that a lot and coming up with some beautiful results. It's really just one of those things I really enjoy doing. I printed out some butterflies. I'd like to start working with those a little bit in a more whimsical way. I'm going to be taking on vacation probably some just basic stuff, not a whole bunch of stuff, but definitely my watercolors and some water brushes. And I think this watercolor paper, it's a nice small size 6x6. And I did want to show you, I got probably the last Art Snacks box I'm going to get for the time being. It's but it was stocked again with really great stuff. Daleroni, this is acrylic paint, and a real nice brush. So this will go in with my acrylic paints. This is a Cad Red. It's a nice red that is a true red to the orange side, rather than an alizarin crimson or a Quin red, which in watercolors is more of a red to the violet side, and you can see those two, the difference here. Okay, so that's a good color. And the brush does seem really nice, and it's a script brush for acrylics. It's Robert, I can't read that. Anyway, I should look at the card. But it was another really nice Robert Simmons, a really nice box. Another Copic alcohol marker. This is actually Copic, and this is Forest Green. But the really cool thing, the thing that I was really excited about, is this bag. Here's the container from Bagu. Small 3D zip, travel and organize. This is going to be great for the beach because I'll be able to stick this in here, and some, I mean, this is not going to go in there obviously, but pencils and all sorts of things that I can just sit on the beach and do. So yeah, it was another really great bag. If you like Copics or alcohol markers, you probably really will like this because you really get a lot of them. One more thing before I go, I wanted to let you know that I'm having some surgery on August 17th, and I might be out of commission for a little while, but I did want to say really thank you so much for all your support of my channel. I'm looking forward to being back with some live streams in September, and thanks to everyone who signed up and subscribed, and the thumbs up and the comments. I love it. I love you guys. You're a great audience, and I really appreciate you. So have a good rest of the summer. I will probably not be back till September. I'll see you then.